We're going to start this off with a memory to Dusty Rhodes. Thank you for your services, and we all are thankful for you. Now, let's start the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for All Wrestling Talk Nation with your host, C-Double. Now, be ready tonight. Special guest on All Wrestling Talk Nation, Timothy, the Living Legacy Zbyszko. Now, special edition Sunday service. We start right now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's good? I have Timothy Zbyszko online. What's up, Timmy?
Hello?
Yeah, you're now on and you're live, man.
All right, very cool. How you doing, man? Thanks for having me on. How's it going?
No problem, no problem. We start 6 sharp, and we just were going to go ahead and knock it out of the park and start it as soon as we can, you know? So,
all right, sounds good. Sounds good. It's hot there in Georgia where you guys are today?
Man, it is burning up. I have to have a couple of fans here to, help us out. It's just one of those things, man, when you're going and you're moving and you're busting, you just got to make it happen. So that's kind of where we're at. Trying to make it, trying to do the best we can with everything we have. So, it's one of those things.
Cool. That's cool.
So before we start, I want to tell everybody, make sure you check the live streams. We are on channel.
I can't. I hear you, but I can't hear you. It's very muffled.
All right, well, give me 1 sec. I'm going to give a little shout out here with Ustream, and then we're going to start the show. Guys, we are live. Yeah, we're live, but on Ustream, you definitely want to check out the channel, All Wrestling Talk Nation. That's how you can watch this interview live. Also, want to say a big thanks to the USWA Jax YouTube channel for helping us out, doing some good work there. All Wrestling Talk, we're all about getting wrestling and indie wrestling out there. So this is a big time honor. First of the time we're doing a Sunday edition at 6 o'clock. So, if we like it, we're going to try to do more of these more often. But, give me 1 sec, Tim. We're also going to give the schedule for next week on the 17th, or this coming week, 17th, we have Mr. Slim J from the Georgia region. And then we also have Missy Sampson. So if you guys want the 17th, 18th at 8 o'clock, come out, watch us. We are going to be on Ustream, and you'll also see us on YouTube channel C-Double. So want to thank my guest. And now CM Styles will be with us. He'll probably be chiming in through Facebook, text. So be ready to hear his views and questions. But Tim, want to thank you so much, man. Past few days been up, down, with life and everything. How you been, man?
I'm doing great. Just had a successful show last night. Good match. Today, just enjoying the weather here in Myrtle Beach, where it's quite warm and toasty. And here's funny out. Just kind of planning on the future. Getting excited to what's coming up. What about you guys? How's you been last couple days?
Man, up, down, and a little bit of hectic, a little bit of craziness, but that's the way we got to go, So I wanted to thank you for your time and also working with us, making sure we were able to get together and do this show. So life happens, and sometimes we just we do with what we can. So want to thank you so much for that. Wanted to also let everyone know you can find us on Facebook, also on the All Wrestling Talk group. I'm checking that as we speak to see if we have questions also. And I also want to say check us on Twitter at AWTN-C2. Do you want to check that out? That's where we're at. Go out there, find us, and we're going to rock and roll here. So, Tim, let me go ahead and talk. All Wrestling Talks about the journey of wrestling, your personal journey. Every wrestler I've asked this question, I'm going to ask it to you. What got you into wanting to being wrestling. Mind you, we all know, or I want to go ahead and mention, your father. Congratulations, by the way, to your father. Recently being inducted to the Hall of Fame at the WWE WrestleMania this past April. So I want to give you a heads up. Congratulations. Watched him a lot, but what got you into wrestling?
Well, I wanted to do it when I was younger, but then I didn't want to just be following in my dad's footsteps. So I did a bunch of other things, and then one day I was watching wrestling, and I remember I forget what match or show it was. It was fun to watch. I was just like, wow, why didn't I do this? I remember I wanted to do it. I was a little younger, and I was like, wow, maybe I just wasn't ready for it. All the companies took it, and I was like, well, let me give it a shot. And I just, it was just seeing it, watching it, and seeing the excitement that you get from performing, and the physicalness of it, the impact of everything. It's fun. It's like just throwing your bodies around and having fights. Telling great stories. I just thought, yeah, let me try it. So I went and tried it a couple times without telling anybody in my family. Just going to wrestling school, under the guise of Tim Davis, practicing, whatever. The first time I was in a ring and just hanging out with the boys, talking, I was like, man, this is it. This is where I want to be. So I just started right then and there, and that was actually back in Seattle 8 years ago. And then that's what ended up moving to Orlando after I told my dad I wanted to do wrestling. Why? And I was like, I think it's the sound the most thing. I love the sound of the crowd. The bigger the crowd, obviously, the more money you're making, and that's all great. But I love the sound and the roar of it, and I think that's what really hooked me. The first time I was in front of a live crowd watching an event, I was like, oh man, this is too much fun. Even if you're at the indies and your shows are so small that it's somewhat laughable, but you go out there and you get 100 people and you get them going crazy, and still, I love the roar of all of that and everything. That's what really got me into it, just feeling that excitement, and want to get my blood moving in a way. So I think anybody that watches it and loves it, just excited by it, should try it, because it might be what your passion is, and not everybody's going to make it. Even if you don't make it, you look back on your life and go, I did that, that's great. So yeah, anybody that watches this, listen to this, man, if you love it, or even if you're old and you're out of shape, and they always need refs and announcers, all kinds of stuff. So that got me into it. Just thinking, wow, this could be really fun.
Man, definitely, man. Saying that is just, it kind of reminds me of where, what was it? That's kind of what I love about wrestling. It's just that, moment where it makes you feel bigger than what things are. And, the impact you can make on people, it's just incredible. So, I so feel you on that. We talk about, special challenges, first of all, wrestling, itself, you got the hardship of the ring, learning how to run around the ropes, making sure, taking the bumps, and then you have the, working to find your character. What was the hardest degree? What was the biggest challenge for you, Tim, in that when you were training, when you were, basically becoming your own? Was it trying to find that personality, or was it more like the physical aspect? I read somewhere, or I watched somewhere where you said you loved running track. So obviously, athlete-wise, you were pretty good to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the physical part of it was fine. It's the part of it that takes time to learn. I guess on what you were saying is that when you get out there and after you've been training, I trained for a year. Started wrestling around my 7th or 8th month of training and get some matches. And at first, you go out there and think, oh, I did a great job. I did myself. I did all the moves. And then you watch it back and you're like, yeah, something about that just stuck though. And you realize that the part of it that is really the hardest to get is the psychology of the whole deal, and it's like with not just the wrestlers, but mostly because of the fans, because I think a lot of wrestlers, especially on the indies, you see it all the time. Guys just go out and do a million spots, and the matches make no sense, and you see the same spots over and over again in matches, and nobody hates it, nobody overseeing it, and so a lot of guys never learn what they're doing wrong. They just get congratulated for not messing up and nobody getting hurt. And, guys wanting to do spots in matches they shouldn't, or guys being a heel during a match. As soon as the match is over, the bell rings. All of a sudden, they're not heels anymore, and they're smiling, laughing, good with people. And like, it just doesn't. That's the part that really takes time. You can go out there and look the part and do all the moves, but if you're not doing it at the right time or for the right reason, it might not make sense to you why it's bad, but the crowd doesn't get it. And then that's what the help I've gotten from all the old timers that I know because of my dad. That they'll tell you they'll don't do that there. And you think about it, yeah, of course you shouldn't do that there. But that's the part that really takes time. Because I think a lot of people say it takes 3 to 4 years, maybe more, to become a good wrestler. And a lot of people don't go, I've been wrestling 6 months, man, that's so great. I'm like, you think you're great because you could do like a Hurricane Rana and a moonsault, but the guy traded 4 Hurricane Ranas to keep down all of them. It's just that psychology of what to do and when to do it. Like ever since I became a bad guy, I realized there's no need for me to do anything pretty. Every time I wrestle a match, people are like, "What do you use to beat people with?" And when you're a heel, and I just hit people in the nuts, and then I roll them up. I don't do anything pretty. And all these, I got that. You see a lot of heels on these places that they got to get their moves in, because they never smarten up. And that's what you got to clear yourself into. And I always look in awe of guys that have come straight from the Indies, never had a family relationship like I've had to the business or anything, and they come from the Indies and they're geniuses about it. And those guys are to be commended because they've learned and they've sat and watched, and you learn from other people's mistakes and tweak your own game. So to anybody in the wrestling business, the hardest part really is just the mental aspect of it. The physical part is easy. It's the mental, when to talk to the crowd, all those little things. That is definitely the hardest part.
All right, gotta ask. The question. I know you kind of went through it on who trained you and everything, but who was people that like were out there helping you train you getting you out there.
Well, down in Florida, a couple dudes have always been really fun to talk to about stuff because they're big heels. And Simon says and Frankie Piazza out of Orlando, they're based. And they've been wrestling a long time. It's a long time. Frankie Pierce for WWE and other things. And they're really great heels. And they've got cool info and stuff to pass down. And those are some of the guys in the Indies. A guy named Aaron Epic. He's always had some fun tips. He's a great mat wrestler, so he's always, I'll do this and kind of turn that way or put that way. And there's I have a friend, Brittany from TNA, or her name is Santana, and she's not in TNA. She has, she's such a star, when you see her, the way she acts, and the way she carries herself, and who she talks to, who she doesn't talk to, and what she says to people. And she's such a star that I learned things from just watching her because she's a full tilt diva, and she's not a bad girl, she's just a full tilt diva. So you can kind of learn funny tricks that that make people think of you as a star. If you go to indie shows and you see a guy standing out front, and then you see him wrestling, and then he's standing out front again after his match, and it kills the whole mystery. You don't care about this guy. He's just a dude by the concession stand. So you learn things like, hey, if it's not your match, you're nowhere in sight. Your match is over, they don't see you leave. Because it's a mystery. It should be exciting. And who are these people? So I've learned stuff from all kinds of people that, taught me things. And then, of course, I won't do this. I won't name names, but there's so many bad wrestlers that I trained with and grew up with that you watch them and go, oh, I'll never do that. Because you're like, so this is really bad. So it can be fun to watch these matches. I've had help from all kinds of people. Too. Roderick Strong, I asked him a question once. He was really helpful. I think most wrestlers are willing to be helpful to anybody as long as people are nice and humble, so they get to know you and all that stuff. So, and then of course, when it comes to old timers, Steve Lombardi, the Brooklyn Ballers. I talked to Paul Heyman last year in New Orleans during WrestleMania. Paul Heyman had some really cool tidbits and facts. Afro, the Wild Samoan, runs a school in Orlando. Had cool tips from me one time. And talked to people from the Bullet Club. His name escaped me. He was Doc.
Gallows.
Luke Gallows.
Yes.
Yeah, Luke Gallows had some really cool tips. And so, you pick your brain of anybody that's been there and made it, that you get verifiable information from. This is legit info, this is where it comes from. Shoot, Pat Patterson, this year. I met him, and he had some really cool things. I was like, what do I got to do to be here? You know, and he's like, oh, well, you look at you. Wrestling's good. You got to get big. You got to look like something. You know, that's my whole mission in life right now. But yeah, anybody who's been there or is there, you get the opportunity, talk to them, just get any info out of them you can, because it's going to be gold, because it's legit from the source.
Well, all right, look, you know, and like I said, you know, because I like the interviews to be about the wrestlers. So, you know, this is the first time, you know, I have someone's that's father actually is a wrestler, you know, from the past. And like I said, I bet, you know, in Georgia, you know, we watched WCW, you know, NWA. So your father wrestling, I'm very familiar with his style. And I mean, he, you know, Nitro, when he would host with.
Sorry, what did I get?
You there?
What did you say?
Well, you know, I was just saying, you know, your father, you know, with the Nitro, you know, when he worked Nitro. But my thing is, how, you know, when you started training, you know, you said you first started training kind of, you know, under the radar, but then you let him know. You know, was it one of those you wanted to find out that you actually liked it yourself, and you weren't just saying, hey, I want to be on that, you know, I want to, you know, be, what you call it, I want to be like Dad. But you were more like, hey, I like wrestling too. I want to be a wrestler. You understand what I'm asking?
I couldn't, again, it's a little, you were saying, repeat, I heard the last part, like,
okay.
Like, you know, I want to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
What was the first?
Well, you know, okay, you know, getting to be, you know, with your father, you know, did you ever get to go to shows? Did you ever, you know, kind of saw, you know, life with, you know, through his eyes, or seeing life through your eyes, you know, from already seeing what he had to go through, you know, did that help better prepare, at least mindset-wise, what you were about to try to go for?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I used to, when I came down, I moved from New Jersey to Atlanta when I was really young, after moving from my mom's and my dad's house. I got to go to like WCW production thing and see like what that was like and everything, and how it was a real cool atmosphere. Everybody was just happy to be there, making money doing wrestling stuff. And then whenever I go to Indy shows, like in the early days of Jarrett stuff and doing stuff with Dusty Rhodes, you know, I get to see how those old timers were, you know, like how they're so smooth about everything, you know, it's working. It was, but that prepares you. Then you think about the hours spent on the road and making phone calls, and how it can be also lonely at times. And you've got to be kind of stalwart knowing it works. You know, you know why you'll spend downtimes because you're trying to get those up moments that are involved with wrestling. And you see the sacrifice you make, how, you know, it takes a special woman to kind of be with the wrestler, because you're not there as much, or, you know, you do things that are a little non-sequitur to the relationship barriers. Like last night I was wrestling, and my girlfriend was there with her family and my baby, and this lady, a guy yells at me in one of my trunks, making fun of my trunks. It was glowing in the dark, and I'm like, I don't know, ask your girlfriend. And he got so pissed, and as I said it, I'm like, I wonder if you could get upset. She didn't, but, you know, it was just, it was one of those things where you're like, yeah, you know, back to it. That's my favorite part about being a heel anyway, is making fun of people.
You know, the cool thing I wanted to ask you, you know, is when basically with the wrestling, you know, we talked about who were people you like to wrestle, but, you know, in this, you know, when you work with people that, you know, aren't up to snuff, you know, I tell people you could tell in a heartbeat when you step in that ring, or heck, step into the locker room. Mm-hmm. You know, so you've had to have your fair share of guys who just kind of shake your head and go, this is going to be a long one. But talk about, you know, just because, you know, in the business, you kind of just sometimes have to roll with the punches. How, you know, difficult or how tough at times is that, where you're just like, all right, let me just get through this, and you move on? Because, you know, you still have to put on a show, at least on your side, you know?
Yeah, I am. You know, I've had that happen a couple times, not too many, but yeah, I've worked with guys before that mentally they weren't in it that night, and they wrestled for years, but they go out there and just, you have to like hold it together basically for them, you know, and then make changes you need to make during the match, because it's like that Jeff Hardy Sting incident, where it's like, all right, you know, this guy knows what he's doing, but he's not here tonight, so we're just gonna work around it. And then had a match with a guy like that where it really deteriorated quicker. He wasn't putting any energy in anything, and so I started just mat wrestling to the ground. And I put him in like a good chokehold, and I was like, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? And I was like, "You're not gonna do the match. I'm just gonna," and you know, it's like, all right, you know, just finish the match because you want to choke out in the ring, but you know, that kind of stuff rarely happens in my experience. And just one other time with a wrestler guy, that super green. It was a cool show, and I was just getting out of like being a trainee. And I knew going in, I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna be rough. I didn't know how rough it was gonna be. I just started punching out in front of the crowd, just making fun of him, like shoe wrestling on him, because I'm like, if I didn't go out here and be made to look stupid, I'm not gonna do that. So I'll just make him look stupid. And yeah, I've heard people from back in the day do the same deal. Local guys that didn't know what they were doing, or what had to keep whoever it was, no matter who was coming in from wherever. And you just have to really do it. The famous story like that with Bruno Sammartino was, I think it was Nature Boy Buddy Rogers when he was going to become the champion. Nature Boy Buddy Rogers didn't want to lose without Bruno Sammartino. He had all these reasons why. But the reality of the fact is Bruno Sammartino could legitimately hurt Buddy Rogers if he wanted to. So they had disagreement, and then anyway, long story short, he goes to the match with him. Just Bruno grabs him like over his group used to be the dominator, but doesn't put him down. He's just squeezing the life out of him, you know. And he's just like, he's going to give up or not, you know. Bruno's taking high access, and so Buddy just tapped out because you know Buddy didn't want to cooperate, and Bruno was like, okay, you know, that's fine. And it happens, and I think if you're a great wrestler, you'll work with and take control. And I don't know, maybe it's like one of the universe's little tests. Like, are you really a wrestler? Like, can you really do this? You know, here's this sack of potatoes. And he's really going to test you. Like, can you really make him cooperate? Yeah, that happens, but I don't know. It's like a challenge more than anything. I just get excited about it. But most of the guys who wrestle just love to do it. So they're going to go out and perform, not be jerk-offs about it. But it happens.
No, hey, yeah, it does. And, you know, you try to deal with it. You try to, you know, handle people like that, and you go, man, you know, whatever, bye. You know, you just want to get them out the door sometimes. One of my questions is, who are guys you really, you know, because, you know, in indie wrestling, you know, they'll replace in and out. They won't, you know, you don't even know your opponent sometimes. But you come in, you know who your opponent is, and it's almost like a smile. You just can't wait because you know you're going to have a really good story. You're going to be able to tell it. He's going to go full throttle just like you. What is it that you like? You know, and especially you being a heel. Who's like a face you enjoy, as I like to say, torment? How, you know, you just love to mess with?
There's I mean, one guy I can think of, even though he's worked as a heel most times he wrestled, is Wardell Walker. Wardell, because he goes hard in a way, and like it's, you know, real snug and tight, and it looks good. He's someone fun. I wrestled Dagan Briggs several times. Guy out of Jacksonville. And Dagan is fun to work with. He's got a lot of offense, a lot of good stuff, and he's a fun baby face. Yeah, as a heel, I mean, I like wrestling bigger guys too because there's more you can do with them. So I like, you know, working with like. There's one, he's a local dude, but doesn't happen to me for those two. The next should be amazing. He's like Wardell, where he just comes really strong, you know, and I like that strongness. God, babyface. When I worked with Cody Hall, Cody worked as a babyface, and that's what's fun, because he's so comically oversized that you're like, you know, what can you do to him? So the heel, you have to be really imaginative and weak spots, like do a sleeper hold on top of a ladder and stuff like that, you know, whatever you can do against someone like that. And that's, you know, I like when people just, they come at you with everything they got, and they're like, you know, they got good intensity, and you know, they hit hard, you know. Because I'm not gigantic, but I like to be bruising. You know, I like to scrap it up with the best of them. So anybody that you know comes 100% like what they got, and can, you know, lay it in there and get laid in on, and you know, be tough about it, because I think there's a point when if wrestling is if it looks too much like a show, the crowd ain't gonna care. Let's straight up comedy.
You know, I mean, not only that, it's almost like, what was it? Someone said it perfectly. I want them to feel it. I want to feel that you're hitting me. I want to, you know, and to me, that sometimes I tell people, you want to feel like you're actually getting hit. You know, don't powder puff me. Hit me. You know, you have to have people like that. What is it like? You know, how is it like? You know, being able to have the attention. You talked about faces, strong faces. You know, you as a heel, you got to get that crowd riled up. You got to get that crowd to hate you. So, is it better when you have a face that can just get the crowd to eat it up for it, or is it just easier if you just did your own thing? Some guys are either or on that. What do you say?
You know what? It's different every crowd, every show. There's certain little tricks that'll work across the board universally, but they're real cheap and easy to use. And I am myself. I'm loud. I'm rude. I'm crude. I make fun of fat people and disabled people. I make fun of little kids and old ladies. You know, it makes me laugh. And I'm kind of just, I enjoy stealing victories and cheating on everything because it undermines all that hard work that the good guy has to do. I find that stuff fun. That pisses anybody off with the people wrestling fan. And then just your body language, I think, is a whole other thing. A lot of guys don't get that. They don't get that heel from beginning to end deal where, your body language should tell the whole time that you're just disgusted by these people and you don't care. You think you're better than everybody. You know you are. And I think that attitude works anywhere in the world. You just change it by a group. If you're working in the Northeast, they all think they're smart marks. So they're all going to call your spots during the match and all going to tell you what you're going to do next. You're going to surprise them. And if you're working in the Southeast, you got a lot of Christian folks and this and that, down boys and all that stuff. But man, they get mad when you do things a little off kilter to them, and that stuff's fun. Make fun of somebody's grandma. You got the entire arena pissed off, because they're all related. It's and people are like, they really love to see the spots and they love the characters and the storytelling because they're all out west. They all think they're smarter than everybody else, so they love to do something a little more refined. And if you go to the Midwest, all those people, they're the hard-working beer and cheese people. They want to see a good show. They like seeing people fighting. They like bad guys sometimes. And, that can be kind of fun to work with crowds. Like in a place like Philly or Chicago where they kind of root for the bad guy, it can be really enjoyable. You know what I mean? It can be like fun because they hate the guy. They hate to see what they can smile at everybody and stick his thumb up and all that stuff. So, I love anything to do with that. And then as far as crowds go, where else have I been around? I guess you go down to Texas. Everybody's straight in Texas. They're all cowboys and stuff. So it's really, you would insult their manhood and make it lazy, tell them their big fat wife is fat, and they get upset. So it's really easy. To me anyway.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it. I've gotten really good at ducking out of buildings too, because I haven't gotten flipped over in a car yet. But I've had rocks thrown in my car. I've had people chase me out of buildings, whole families walking out the door. Where's that Zbyszko? Looking for me as I'm getting in my car and drive off. So I feel like I'm doing my job, and that's part of the benefit of working down here in the Southeast, because people, the rich, the good guys here, they hate the bad guys, and, it's so easy to, hate that guy to them, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to places and everything, but, when you get out of Florida, you get to change demographics. If you work in Florida, you have Spanish people. You learn a few key phrases in Spanish to shout, at them, and they're real pissed off. Because not only are you being an a-hole, but you're being an a-hole to them in their own language. And they are totally, they have no time for that. So, those guys are fun to work. And Spanish crowds, they go feel you. It's you have to really, you have to be careful because you want them to get crazy, but man, they will get crazy. I don't know, a guy tried to come to a Fergus show. I wasn't even there anymore, but you just put his head and all the boys had to kick him out. I had said something to his daughter, I was like,
wow.
I don't curse, I'm not in there F-bombing people. I don't curse in the ring. I don't say anything I hope your parents die or anything. I'm just talk crap, and I usually talk crap when somebody talks crap to me first. Of course, I let everybody know that they're idiots and beneath me when I get there, just so everybody knows where they're at. And that helps, So,
yeah.
It's a little trick.
Yeah, it's almost like, as I like to say, it's heel 101. It's the first things you do is say, y'all suck. Number 2, I'm better than you. And number 3, you're beneath me. You say those, you should be able to get heat. If you cannot do that, then go after the families. But, if you're really a good heel, you should be able to just, create that hatred instantly. And
yeah. Sometimes they'll make you do it because you'll get crowds that, they want to. You'll get crowds that, it's early in the show or later in the show or whatever, and they're tired, they're not interested. And they want to make you feel like it's your fault. Those are the people I pick up. I see somebody arms crossed and board, I will go after them so hard because everybody else around them will join in. If you pick on people in a group, you usually stand up. So it kind of helps. That's the whole thing I learned from my dad. Is just, like the whole stalling gimmick. It's because in the end, what every wrestling fan wants to see is the bad guy lose.
Yeah.
But you want it to be worth it. You want to see the guy win because he fought for it and got it, and the bad guy won. They don't want to admit it, but they want to see the bad guy get away with it one time. They can be mad at him. That's why you want to get him. Because they want to see you lose. They want to see you get beat up. They want to see all that stuff. And that's why that stalling, I do it, and it works great because you're getting beat up, you get out of the ring, and all of a sudden they're like, get back in. We've been waiting 15 minutes. We've been listening to you run your mouth for 10 of them. Get in there and get your butt kicked. And you're like, no, I'm not going in there, you fat cow. Stop. And they're pushing you even more. It's crazy, And people told me that you can't do it this day and age. I'm like, well, you can, because everybody else does the same thing. Everybody does spots and comebacks and 16 clotheslines and 45 double downs and 16 false finishes. Everybody does it. I can go out there and I am a wrestler. I am a heel. I'm a wrestling heel. I'm going to wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take my time when I need to be. That's my claim to fame. I'm smarter than the good guy. And it cracks me up because, people don't get it. I'll come back and I'm like, that whole crowd is screaming at you for doing nothing. And I'm like, I know. That's how, because what I learned from is the guys that did this, 5-6 days a week for 30 years. And so, you don't work 5-6 days a week doing 74 spots a match. You don't have WrestleMania every night of the week. You have to, you work and be smart and learn things. And the crowd doesn't even get worn out watching 77 spots. So anyway, long story short,
I know. What's really good is that, what was it? When he, what was it? Your dad, one of the top heels, I remember, especially when him and Arn Anderson got to team up. One of the beautiful moments I enjoyed watching. But also, hearing what you just said, you made it very clear, and I loved it, about you don't have to do 100 spots to get your match over. It's that emotion. If you can, if you can literally, get those crowds to just get hot, to get ticked with you, that's what's going to happen. And I just love that. You want to get a raw, natural reaction. What was the best, what was your best memory of just getting the crowd to hate you? The whole show.
Getting the crowd to hate the whole show.
What was one of your, top memories?
Oh, wow. Top memories. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of them. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's a couple. Really early on in my career, I was hired to be the commissioner and to book the promotion out of Orlando.
Uh-huh.
And it was run by Puerto Ricans.
Oh, God.
So they hired me to book for them. And I was like, okay, sure. And they're like, you're going to be the equal commissioner. I'm like, all right, this will be easy. But it was my first time ever doing anything. You know what I mean? Here's the job. I was like, yeah, sure. So I go and they're like, you're going to come out here and cut an Eagles promo on it. So I'm like, all right, sure, let's do it. I'm excited. It's 4 days in wrestling. I come out to the ring and I remember I was so nervous. That very first time walking out down the ramp in front of people, everybody's staring at you like, what are you going to bring? And it's just like, okay, I walk out of the ring and I get in. And I'm visibly, I think I was visibly nervous because I looked at it. So I get in the ring with these 5 thugs and I remember I just started making, I'm like, I don't know how many Puerto Ricans fit into a small Honda on the way over here today. And yada, yada, yada. And like they're trying not to laugh. I think, I mean, they're getting caught, but they're trying not to laugh at it. Then the Puerto Rican, they have like the flannels they wear. It's a symbol of their clothing. It's not a sweater, or anything, but I refer to it as like a sweater a woman would wear if she liked other women. And that, like, the crowd was so mad because I was insulting everything about, like, the stereotypes. And it's real, nothing crazy racist, just stereotypes. I don't know God, the racist stuff. The stereotypes make fun of me. He got so mad. It was my very first time ever being out there, and it was disgusting. And I showed my dad the tape later, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, we can talk." And that was like a great moment because a lot of people that I was training with were like, "Oh my God, you can't go out there first time. You're going to look stupid." And they're all worried. And I was like, "No, I had confidence. I was like, I'll be fine. I can talk." And that was great. I've had other heel turns that were like really fun. I was a good guy with one show in Orlando for a while, and then I just started losing a couple matches because of really bad ref work, and lost my cool. And one day just beat up the sound guy and powerbombed the ref. And, just going nuts. And the crowd was like, everybody cheered me. All of a sudden, it's just fuck, And I was like, oh, that's cool. You're really pissed at me. I am a jerk, and I think it's funny when people are mad at me. And I'm like, oh, you're angry at me. Well, let me be even worse. You get over it, right? And that's just kind of fun. And I like good, strong heel turns. I've had some that weren't so strongly done, and you're kind of like, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. And I like the ladder match I had with Cody. That whole match, man, that crowd was going crazy the whole time, just yelling. The sound of it was just really cool. And my dad was calling the match with Scott Hudson on a little table next to the ring. I was like, oh, this is like I'm on Nitro, Like, cool. And so, anytime I've been out, but those are some top memories. That Orlando thing where everybody loves me at the beginning of the match, and the end of the match was really cool. The time that I tore all the Puerto Ricans off in front of 500 other Puerto Ricans, and they all wanted to kill me, all that stuff. That was always, those stick out as like great moments of making people feel bad about being born, which is fun. I stole a line too from Nick Bockwinkel that I love to use because it's a great line. But he said, "All you 8 to 5 people in my life can't comprehend who I am," and I use that on people. And it's funny, half the crowd don't even get it at all, so you have to elaborate. But when they do get it, when they realize that you told their whole life meaning, they can't comprehend the magnitude of the awesome that you are. They felt good when they walked in the door. I want to look out for the next big baby face.
Oh, man. So far, this has been great. One of the guys sent me a video. He goes, oh, he should remember this one. And it's Mr. Capone here sent me one saying about how you talked about a military town. Hold on, I want to make sure I get it right here. Basically, he made some comments about being a military town at the USWA, and then said that he was never. And then you made the fans so mad they said they weren't coming back, and they came back for the next show because you were disrespecting the troops. So
I got the one where he was like, "Yeah, I usually think you got to be, respectful. This is a military town." I told him that I pay my taxes, so I can do whatever I want. It's just like if we're going to go full ego here and play the character, this is my thought on it. People that join the military, they do it on their own volition. Mm-hmm. I didn't ask anybody to join the military. I didn't ask anybody to go fight for me overseas. I didn't ask anybody to die for me. I never have.
Yep.
And if you want to go do that, more power to you. I happily pay my taxes and help support you guys, and help support your families, and help pay your insurance because I know the job that the military does. I was in the Navy. My brother's in the Air Force. I get it. But at the same time, I understand the logistics of the situation. My money is what makes sure that this can happen. Not just my money, all our money. Every good taxpaying citizen in the United States make sure that the military is funded to do their operation. And so that was kind of a natural shoot from the hip remark. I was like, don't tell me about the military. I know all about it. And I know that they're not doing this for free. And that was a fun one. I like to stay current. My dad used to tell me that all the time. So it can help in promos to stay current because if someone watches the promo and they know who you are, and they know, who you are and all that stuff.
All right. Kind of fading out on me, so right here.
All right, we're charging. Hey, so yeah, he always told me to stay current, because if they don't know who you are, at least the current event will bring them up to speed on where you are in time, and as long as you do your job as a promo, talking about your opponent, talking about your match, talking about the story, talking about the dates, then you'll be fine. So like recently I used Hillary Clinton run for president in a promo, because I'm not at all a Hillary Clinton supporter, and when I saw she was running, I was like, God's annoying. I brought stuff up like that, and yeah, you can talk about the town you're in. Those are like wrestling heel 101. Like you're in a military town. Well, let the military know you don't appreciate it. They'll do things.
Yeah.
That's that kind of stuff that I think people don't get, because I think a lot of people see that and they think that like I really hate the military. I don't hate it at all.
It's just part of the show. Yeah, exactly. It's part of the show. It's like, that's what we try to explain to people. We are putting a show on. So, you know, this is kind of what we're trying to do. You know, and yeah, this is kind of pulling the curtain.
It's a little muffled. I don't know if you're away from the mic.
Oh, sorry. You know, it's kind of like what we do is, well, on this show, we try to do, kind of give a view of what it's like in the ring and what it's like behind the curtain, what it's like, you know, challenges, the hardships. Let's talk about this, kind of like a controversial subject, because a lot of people, in and out, you know, they always have this view of guys that, you know, wrestle, that come from a family. They almost like the golden ticket from Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory. You win. You automatically going to be in. People are going to give you a shot first before they'll give someone else. What is it, you know, tell us the hardship that you do have to deal with. You know, not just with the name, but what have you had to deal with, you know, simply when you started wrestling?
Well, you know, a lot of people that like you and are your best friend instantly, and they have never met you.
Yeah.
And they don't know you. And that's weird to me. I'm like, I don't know you, you don't know me. You can be nice to each other, it's fine, but I just don't act like I know you very well. And you get people that, I get so many stories all the time, like, oh, I rode with your dad one time from Tennessee to blah, blah, blah. Like, he's like, ask her if he remembers Douglas the Digadoo or something. I'm like, okay, sure. And I'll ask him, like, have you heard of Douglas the Digadoo? And he's like, I've never heard of him. I was like, he said he rode in the car with you in 82. You know? Okay. You know, you get all these funny stories. I get, you know, promoters that I've reached out to a lot of work and saying, well, I wanted to book you, but I just feel like they'll charge too much. And I'm like, well, you got to ask first. I think people think, oh, if they're just kids, you know, the old guys charge $400 or $500 minimum to go anywhere. And, you know, these indie shows can't pay any workers that much, but it's kind of funny. They're like, well, what do you charge? You know, and it's like, don't be serious about it. And you deal with people that don't like you instantly because they don't have enough belief in their own talent that they can make it, and so they instantly label you as the reason they're not going to go. You know, because, oh, well, I'm never going to make it because he's wrestling now. And I'm like, well, he would never have made it because anybody else is wrestling. You know, if I had that mentality, I'd look at the TV today and see, well, if Brock Lesnar's going to wrestle, why would I do this? You know, that's stupid. You know, that's a really lame way to look at it. That happens quite a bit. I hear a lot of stuff like that. Now, I think a lot of guys think I keep like a report card or a notepad where I write down who's been rude to me, you know, and show it to my father, who then shows it to Vince McMahon, who then sends out a call to blackball them, like that. I don't care. You know, like it doesn't go that way. You know, I handle my own affairs and I don't like call anybody. And I'm like, God, this promoter up here and, you know, Duluth was a real jerk. You know, he's like, what's his name? We'll have him fired, you know, somehow. You know, that stuff doesn't go on. I don't care. You know, I get paid, I work, I leave, like, I'm done. You know, I don't ever leave a show like, God, I've got to handle that, you know, that able, but anyway,
so you don't have
deal with that.
So you're telling me you don't have a secret black number to call and they take care of all that mess? Okay, yeah. Hey, it's one of those that you thought was real.
No, yeah, there's no like emergency line into Vince McMahon's office. Be like, you know, Dave in Santa Fe is a real Frank, don't book him. Okay. That doesn't happen.
What makes it? I mean, but no, I mean, as funny as that sounds, it's crazy how some people will literally believe stuff like that. And I'm talking bookers. You know, you kind of think, you know, with the bookers, they kind of have to have their heads a little on the swivel, you know, about them. So at least to have an open mind. But, yeah.
Well, the bookers aren't always geniuses either when you watch some of these shows. But yeah, stupid is what stupid does. So I deal with little weird things all the time. And I think I deal with guys that feel like they can make a name after me, or like if they do really great, I'll tell my father about their match. My dad doesn't count for it. He doesn't recruit, doesn't do any of that. So like, people like, do you watch my match that I don't know? I'll be like, yeah, it was great. And I didn't watch it, but just say, yeah, it's great. So they feel nice. They go, oh, well, do you think it was really good? I'm like, oh yeah, man, you're really good. Well, can you tell your dad? I'm like, yeah, man. I will let him know first thing. That's the very first thing I'm doing. You know, because I haven't met anybody on the Indies, so I'm like, that's the next rock. I got to call and get on it. You know, like,
call Vince.
Yeah, here it is. It's Undertaker 2.0. I found him in, you know, Hell, Alabama. But you just, I don't know, I just let it roll off your shoulder, because every wrestler deals with stuff. My problems come from, like, expectation things. People think, oh, you're a wrestler, kids, so they label all these things upon you, and you have to go out and prove who you are, and that kind of stuff. But a lot of people these days, it's kind of funny, because a lot of wrestling fans didn't know who my dad was even before this year with the WWE Hall of Fame stuff. Like, a lot of people in the last 10 years haven't seen my dad on television, so they're not very familiar with him.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of kids and a lot of younger fans have no idea who my dad is, and they don't care. You know, so, and some of the wrestlers, I've had wrestlers who have no clue who my father is, and I think to myself, wow. Yeah, I just think, wow, you have no idea what's going on. And that happens all the time. I mean, it does. I think my phone is going to die again. My charger's getting, just FYI.
Okay. Well, just kind of last question. We'll kind of snip here. But let's ask this. What is it, you know, for you, what was it like seeing your father get inducted to the Hall of Fame? You know, let's go ahead and ask that, because, you know, you got to go backstage. I saw some of your pictures. You know, you got to, you know, see people, and I love the picture with you and your dad and you holding the ring. What was it like, you know, kind of seeing that, him get, you know, vindication, you know, because I'm going to tell you, he was one of the world-class wrestlers. I loved watching him wrestle, you know, and to me, his heel work was really right up there with one of my favorites, Arn Anderson. So what was it like, you know, at the Hall of Fame, seeing these guys, you know, talking and everything? How was that moment for you?
Oh, it's great. I really think my phone's about to die, but I'll try and power it up and call it back. But it was great. It's the second year in a row I've been there, been backstage at WrestleMania, met everybody. And it's just super cool, because you meet guys you watch growing up and everything. And it's humbling, because all these guys are like legends, they've all achieved what everybody's trying to do, and you meet all the new guys coming up, and, you know, be in rooms with people that a lot of people wouldn't believe you're in. And it's just fun. I got to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger, I met The Rock, and you know, all these people I watched growing up as a kid. So it was a very cool moment. WWE does a great job, of course, and everything. Flew me out there, gave me a hotel room in a 5-star hotel, you know. So it's like, it's top notch the way they run everything, and they really pay their respect to the family involved. I even got a little shout out by them, because they like put me on TV. And I was like, oh, they know who I am. I was like, that's cool.
Hey, the black box is working. You know, Vince, probably was a call by Vince.
Yeah, it was good. So that was a great experience. I look back on it, you know, no matter what else happened, I was like, wow, that was awesome. And, you know, I got to meet Ivory, and I had a big crush on Ivory as a kid. I used to have a poster of her on my wall. And so that was neat. And I told her about it. And she got all red in the face and blushed. So I thought it was kind of cool.
I would love to interview her. She is a wildfire, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah, she's a wildcat. Sure.
So the question is, oh yeah.
Let me do something real quick. My phone is on 1% and my charger is not cooperating. I'm driving. Let's do this. I don't want to die on you. Did you have a few more questions?
Well, I mean, I was going to ask how we could get you booked and everything. What's the best places
Well,
to go?
let me do this. We are live right now?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh my God, everybody, I love you. I'm sorry that my phone is being jerked. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna try to get this thing to charge me. It's gonna die right in the middle. It's probably the next minute here. So
all right.
let me give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
I got you. All right. So we're gonna give Tim a few seconds here to get his battery charged up. Look, this is live, and I apologize for all the issues with Ustream. I'm going to be checking with the providers, see if we can fix these bugs in the system. Also, see if I can even possibly even upgrade my services and see if that would help. So, guys, stay patient. I apologize. I'm willing to do the best I can, and that's all I can do. And by the way, Joseph, you're cracking up. But yes, there is an Undertaker in the indie scene. And by the way, we were dying seeing that picture. I died anyway. Want to also bring up a fact here. Dusty Rhodes passed away this past, I want to say it was Friday. Or no, Thursday, actually. I apologize. Thursday, he passed away. Means a lot to a lot of the fans. They're going to be burying him on the 17th. So check out on the local circuits if you are around there and you want to pay your respects. Find out how you can. Tragic how he passed. With that being said, tonight is Money in the Bank. WWE usually is stand up about how they will honor him. I know that NXT they did a live view of the fans saying thank you, Dusty, and I really thought that was awesome. Loved how that happened. It was a wonderful moment. A lot of the wrestlers are paying tribute to Dusty. If you've seen Kevin Owens, polka dots on his KO. If you've seen Seth Rollins, he has Dream under his wristbands. The thing we talk about with wrestlers is that you want to make an impact. You want to make a moment in people's lives. Well, Dusty not only did that when you were a young person, but even now, even in his late ages, he actually got to work with NXT. He got to work with these guys and perform with these guys and really got these guys looking at a moment where it was going to be bigger and better. So that's always the big thing right there. What is it about, what is it that everybody wants to see in life? You want to just make an impact. Dusty made the impact. He was able to do that, and we're definitely going to keep that in prayers and families. And yes, Joe, I read your comment about the YouTube stream. I have it. I'm actually going to try it out, guys. Once again, I do apologize. I want these interviews and these shows to run smoothly. So, I will always do the best that I possibly can. So I will fall on the sword like I don't have a problem doing, because, I want to give you a good show. I want to give you guys that, have strong stories. Timothy Zbyszko, unbelievable story. Shows you, a heel doesn't have to do all these spots, all these entertaining motions. Sometimes it's the basics. Can I get you angry? Can I make you want to hit me? Can I make you invoke some emotion? You just heard him. He's talked about how he doesn't even really have a finisher if he had to call it. He says, I will definitely hit it up, hit you in the nuts and roll you up. That's the way sometimes it has to be. And also there's a guest, an online, thank you, Joseph, an online guest book obituary for Dusty Rhodes. We will put the website up there, on the YouTube link. So when you see this and you want to check it out, we'll also put it in the groups that we drop the links. Pardon me. Drop the links on. So definitely want to check that out. Money in the Bank. Well, you got a ladder match with Seth and Dean. Dean Ambrose has been having a time in his life with the belt. Is this the night that Dean beats Seth and probably, becomes champ and then get cashed in on? Well, a lot of, internet guys really want that to happen. Roman is in this match. We'll see what he decides to do. We'll see what happens. I mean, you got a lot of guys in this. I think Roman's the odds-on favorite. Him and Randy. They've got to have a spot where they end up winner crashes that sucker. Would it be interesting if Randy wins the briefcase and Seth wins the belt and he's all tired out? Just saying. Those are things that could happen. You also have the Kevin Owens John Cena match. I haven't really said much about it because, quite honestly, it's just my opinion. I respect both men, and I think the classic battle they had at Elimination Chamber is what it is. I cannot wait to see the rematch. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't have a problem with the main event. Don't have a problem with I didn't have a problem with the way it ended. I didn't have a problem with the way they've done this. In my view, Kevin Steen is the next future heel. He's already walking it now. So, unbelievable wrestler. He deserves his due. Also, I believe Friday is going to be Best in the World at Ring of Honor. Definitely want to check that out on iPay-per-view. If it's not Friday, I think Saturday. So, there's events all over, but that's mainstream. Indie wrestling is all the time. Go out there, check out the indie scene, see what you like. And, if you like a promotion and you want us to highlight it, tell us. We'd love to put it on the webpage, allwrestlingtalknation.webs.com. Definitely want to check that out. It is going to be a way for you to see what's out there. Also, the All Wrestling Talk group is another way to go. Want to thank my boys, CM Styles. Want to also thank, Paul Jaser. You guys have been a big help. Man in the Black, I know you're around. If you got to hear it, great. If not, I know you will later on. Also want to say thanks to everyone that has at least tried to watch. I'm sorry about the choppiness. It's going to get fixed one way or another. This week we got on the 17th of July, and that's going to be Slim J. And then the next day is Missy Sampson. Cannot wait for them. 8 o'clock start time. Maybe starting a different channel because this one's not working so well, but we'll see what we can do. Maybe it's on our end, maybe it's their end. We'll figure it out one way or another. Guys, I appreciate it. Try to kill as much time as I can. Look, check out Timothy Zbyszko. Timothy Zbyszko is on Facebook. Best way to get him. He's also on Living Legacy. That's a banner he goes by. He's on Twitter. He's on Instagram. You definitely want to see what he could do. He's stand-up guy, to say the least. Very deep. Got to watch his matches. He does a lot of good heel work. A lot of old throwback, old school stuff. I love his work. So, yeah, Living Legacy. That's where you want to look him up. Back in the day, if you don't know, Larry Zbyszko called himself the Living Legend. Or Larry Legend. Heck, the man had so many names. It was impressive. Yeah, he had a lot of great battles, too. So, right there is one guy, and then, we talked about it, the way, he was brought up. I like what he said, they don't have a phone that's connected to Vince that will make you go, oh, shoot. Call him up. We just saw The Undertaker 2.0 in Alabama, and, Joseph, sent us this wonderful picture. If y'all really were wondering if there's such a thing, hold on. I want to get this picture because I think we found The Undertaker. Joe, I think you're right. I think we found The Undertaker. So give me a second, folks. But we found Undertaker 2.0 right. Come on. Let's just, right there. Right there is Undertaker 2.0. He is in the indie scene. So, there. How you feel about that? I just want to make that very clear. He isn't there. Like I said, Undertaker's at the indies. So, yeah, guys, indies, you're going to have a couple of flops, but y'all have a couple of good shows. Find them out. Tell me. I will make sure and put the word out there because we are All Wrestling Talk Nation, and I want to make sure Indy Superstar Spotlight keeps getting better, and better. Timothy Zbyszko, if you're out there, you watch, thank you so much for being a part of the show. I enjoyed having you. We're going to keep on going. This has been a pleasure, guys. And like I said, we start 8 o'clock on Wednesday with Slim J. Be ready for that. I'm C-Double. I'm out, guys. See ya.